Hey there, Sten.
You called.
I want to discuss something you mentioned.
Speak, then.
I mean, the options were kind of interesting about the Kunari mages and human wisdom, sort of, I don't know. But doesn't interest me too much, so let's go back.
Then I suggest we move on.
I have a question for you.
I am hardly surprised.
Did you find Ferelden very strange compared to where you're from?
To put it lightly, no one has a place here. Your farmers wish to be merchants. The merchants dream of being nobles, and the nobles become warriors. No one is content to be who they are.
Well, there's wishing, and then there's, like, exploring different assets of life and trying different things. It's a learning process. Don't the Kunari ever want to change their lot in life, do something different?
What does that accomplish? The farmer who buys a shop is never a merchant. He is always a farmer turned merchant. He carries his old life with him as a turtle carries its shell.
I do disagree with that, though. Maybe he was meant to be a merchant. None of these options are too great. But yes, he might be happier. Let's go with that. He might be happier.
Happiness is fragile. Nothing can be built upon it that will last. Only duty endures.
Well, I guess he's a warrior. I want to say because he's a warrior, he doesn't really understand. He only understands duty and killing things and that sort of stuff. But that's probably kind of a shallow thought. I don't know. It's kind of weird. You don't think happiness is important?
You can learn to find it in doing your duty, in serving your people. There is no need to search for it. Shall we move on?
Is there anything you like about Ferelden?
There is interesting food here. You have a thing. It doesn't have a word in the Kunari tongue. Little baked things like bread, but sweet and crumbly.
I was going to say cupcakes, but yeah, I guess cookies. I would have never thought you'd have the sweet things. Either one or three. I'm not exactly sure. Let's go with number one. Cookies, cookies, cookies.
Yes, we have no such things in our lands. This should be remedied.
He sounded pretty excited about that. I'll keep that in mind.
Shall we move on?
Well, I know that he has a quest for something like a sword. I don't really know, but let's keep going. Let's go.
As you wish.
I feel like we'll have more opportunities to talk to him later on. What? What? Who? Whoa! Look at this guy's pose. What is this? He's like leaning forward. Hello there.
The Circle of Magi stands ready to assist, Grey Warden, as do the Templars of the Chantry.
Do you need anything?
There are always areas to improve on, Grey Warden. The most useful for my talents are runes.
Okay, so right, this is... King Rat mentioned this, where there's an army mechanic once you gather all the different people, right, the quests here, the Blight quest, where you're getting help from Arl Eamon, Ozamar, and Dalish clan, and all of that stuff. They start coming here, and being part of your army. Let's take a look at what this is. A communal box for the resources you've collected for your troops. Turn in runes for the circle. Your pack glows ever so slightly. Give all unassigned journeyman runes. A communal box, okay, and I'm gonna give all the other runes I have. Okay,
Such a force has not been seen since the collapse of the Tevinter Imperium.
right. I don't know what that does exactly. Like, there's no meter that tells me how much it's improving the army. And what are you doing, Wynne? Wavy hand time. Wavy hand time. Oh, maybe because it's the moon. Let's go talk to her. Yes, just quickly mentioning, I wish there was a way, like a meter telling me how strong my army is, kind of like in Mass Effect 3 when you're building your army. It kind of tells you like what you've gathered and how much you need, and basically the army completion rate, that sort of thing. But maybe that's later. I don't know. Hey, Wynne, what are you doing?
Oh, it's been a long day. Rest would be welcome.
Are you all right?
Yes, of course. I am just a little weary. As you may have noticed, I'm no spring chicken.
There's still some life in those old bones. I bet you've been quite Sprightly? I guess that's one of the words on that last one.
Thank you. You're very kind to say so. But in all honesty, I do not know how many years I have left in me. I have lived for such a long time, but there is always something else to do. And I have to keep going in order to do it. I think I will be glad when I am done.
Yep. You keep going until you can't go anymore, and that's it. Let's go with number 2. Hey, don't say those things. We still need you at this moment.
No, I'm not the sort of person that leaves things unfinished.
Good.
I'll see this through, I promise.
Good to hear. Let's talk to her again.
Have you encountered many abominations, apart from the ones in the Circle Tower?
I think so. Well, it was Connor, yeah.
Ah, yes, Connor, of course. The first time I saw an abomination, my blood turned to ice. It was months before the nightmares stopped. It was the knowledge that I could easily become one of them that frightened me the most.
Yes, it is quite terrifying, but together we stand strong. But it is this knowledge that drives you to be cautious.
One slip. All it takes is one slip, and everything you are is simply gone. Replaced by madness. And there is no turning back, or at least that's what they say.
And you have that? You think we can save abominations? Putting them back?
Of late, I have begun to wonder if there is any way an abomination can be cured. Or if a mage could be so possessed and still retain their sanity, their humanity.
That's a very good thought. I've thought the same as well. Also, I don't know what I'm doing right now. I seem to be blocking the camera angle with my giant shoulder pads for some reason. If one retains one's humanity, then one is not an abomination.
Yes, it is madness and cruelty that define abominations. If those are lacking, if the mage remembers the person they truly are, then they are not an abomination. I never saw that. Thank you for showing me another way of looking at it.
And so by making certain people remember who they are, they'll maybe turn back. I don't know. I kind of want to keep talking to her, so I'm going to do that.
So, tell me, how did you become a Grey Warden?
Arl Howe massacred my family, and Duncan helped me escape.
Arl Rendon Howe? The Arl of Amaranthine? Why would he do such a thing to you?
I have no idea. Probably out of jealousy. He wanted higher. My father was the Terran of it. Tyranneer. Words.
You are the last of the Kuslands? I had no idea. My lord?
I always took my family's name for granted. I didn't even think anyone would consider me as nobility, but I guess that's true, eh?
There is nothing I can say to ease your pain. I am sorry. Take heart, dear friend. You survived, even when you were not expected to. We do not know yet what lies in store for you, or the name you carry. It is not so bad, is it, being a Grey Warden?
I've made a lot of friends. The whole thing about, the nobility and Kuzma thing, it kind of just, it didn't last very long. Well, I say that now, but I felt very detached from all of the characters in that sort of origin story, so it hasn't really impacted me that much. I think it allowed me more to personify who I am, I guess, in a way. I don't know. It's not something I can relate to all that much, because, well, I'm not exactly nobility. I'm more of a commoner, if you want to say that. So, yeah. I don't know. It's interesting, but I never really put much thought into it in terms, thought or weight into it because, well, yeah, I don't really relate to it that much, and I didn't think it would come up in this story, but it has. So, yeah. I just hope I can show the strength that Duncan saw in me.
Sometimes it gives me comfort to think that everything will end up the way it's supposed to. That it will be all right. You were chosen. You survived the joining when others did not. Perhaps it was meant to be.
Yes, I think it was. I feel like she has more to say, but this might be a bit tedious for you guys. Maybe one more time. One more time.
I must ask, what does being a Grey Warden mean to you?
It means I've been chosen for something important, to defend the land against evil, I guess.
There's that, of course. But there's more to being a Grey Warden than killing Darkspawn and saving the world from the Blight. Ultimately, being a Grey Warden is about serving others. About serving all people, whether elves or dwarves or men.
That is actually what I meant by that choice. That the killing of the Darkspawn doesn't really matter too much to me, and the glory doesn't really matter too much to me. It's about unifying everyone together and helping them out in times of need like this one because of the Blight and that sort of stuff. And that's what it means to me. It allows me to be a tool of help. I'm lacking the words at the moment. Yes, a protector, that works. You mean to say I serve as a protector?
As a Grey Warden, you are a guardian of men, and you guard them because their continued existence is more important than you are. Thus it is you who serves, not they.
That's what I mean. All these choices are kind of crappy because it's all about like, oh, what does it mean? Well, I already know what it means. I know what it means to me, and there's no option to express that. And it's funny because Wynne expresses what I mean, what I want me to say through her. So I guess it works out in the end. I'll keep that in mind.
A good king, a true king who cares for his land, uses his power to rule firmly but fairly. He serves his people first and foremost. The king who does not do this, who believes that he is entitled to his power, who abuses it and uses it for his own means, is a tyrant.
Yes, I understand. So in a way, having power confines you to a certain morality code.
If you live apart from others, and your actions affect only you, then you may do as you wish. But if you have power, influence, and strength, your every action will be as a drop of water in a clear, still pond. The drop causes ripples, and ripples spread. Think of how far they will go, how wide they will become, how will they affect the pond. But I've lectured enough for today. I should stop before I wear out my welcome.
Yes, and you've probably worn out your welcome with all the people watching at this point. I'm sorry. I like talking to her, and well, this last conversation was a bit weird, like I said, because of the choices. I didn't have the choices I wanted, and she ended up telling you guys or my character what I already believed and what I already knew, but I didn't have the options to say that straight up. So let's talk to Liliana, see if she has anything to say.
Something I can help with?
I'd like to talk to you about something.
Yes? What's on your mind?
Once again, these options are... I don't really want to explore them at this point. She is really pretty though, but that's why I think I already mentioned that. I used a mod to make her look like the Sacred Ashes trailer because she looks a lot better in that trailer than she does in the actual game. She looks kind of hideous actually in the game. I'm sorry for saying that, but hey, Alistair.
You know, maybe this isn't the best time to be thinking about this, but I've something to ask you. Chances are we'll be heading to Denerim soon. And when we're there, I wonder if we might be able to look someone up.
Sure. We have time for that, I guess. You have a friend outside of the Grey Wardens?
I'm not talking about a friend, exactly. And no, it's not that sort of friend either. The thing is, I have a sister, a half-sister. I told you about my mother, right? She was a servant at Redcliffe Castle and she had a daughter. Only I never knew about her. I don't think she knew about me either. They kept my birth a secret after all. But after I became a Grey Warden, I did some checking and, well, I found out she's still alive in Denerim.
For some reason, I felt like I knew it was going to be a sister. For some reason, I don't know. I had that intuition. Well, that's wonderful news. Let's go and find her then.
She's the only real family I have left. The only family not also mixed up in the whole royal thing. I've just been thinking that maybe it's time I went to see her. With the Blight coming and everything, I don't know if I'll ever get another chance to see her. Maybe I can help her. Warn her about the danger, I don't know.
What are you expecting she will do about all of this?
I'm not sure. I don't know anything about her except her name and where she lives. Her name is Goldana, and I think she remarried but still lives just outside the alienage. If we're in the area, then, well, it's worth a look.
Okay, I know why I knew he had a sister. As soon as he said her name, Goldana, I just remembered that, well, we saw her in the tower, in his vision. Right, so we've got Zevran. Let's talk to Zevran. Hello there, buddy.
Here I am.
So you are. Can you care to answer some questions for me?
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
Tell me a little bit more about Antiva.
Oh, you wish to know about Antiva, do you? The only way to truly appreciate it would be to go there. It is a warm place, not cold and harsh like this Ferelden. In Antiva it rains often, but the flowers are always in bloom. Or so the saying goes.
Don't you want to go back there? It sounds like a nice place.
It's not really a matter of wanting to go back. I cannot go. At least not yet. I hail from the glorious Antiva city, home to the royal palace. It is a glittering gem amidst the sand, my Antiva city. Do you come from someplace comparable?
I guess you could say, yes. I was born in Hyever, in the north.
Oh, I have never seen that place. I am sure it has its charms, and its dogs. You know what is most odd? We speak of my homeland, and for all its wine and its dark-haired beauties and the lilo flutes of the minstrels, I miss the leather the most.
What? Why am I creeped out by that comment? Is that some kind of euphemism? Yeah.
It may as well be, but not this once, no. I mean the smell.
Oh, God.
For years, I lived in a tiny apartment near Antiva City's leather-making district, in a building where the crows stored their youngest recruits, packed in like crates. I grew accustomed to the stench, even though the humans complained of it constantly. To this day, the smell of fresh leather is what reminds me most of home more than anything else.
If you say so. I don't know. It's a bit strange. It is a little bizarre. There is leather everywhere. I don't really know what that last part is about, but I'm gonna go with that, because it is a little strange.
Ah, but it's not Antivan leather, is it? I do not know what the Antivan tanners do that is different, but there is no leather more supple nor more fragrant. Before I left, I was tempted to spend what little coin I possessed on leather boots I spotted in a store window. Finest Antivan leather. Perfect craftsmanship. Ah, but I was a fool to leave them. I thought, Zevran, you can buy them when you return as a reward for a job well done. More the fool I, no?
I asked you about Antiva, not your leather fetish. Oh, God. Yeah, it's, a little strange. No Antivan boots for you. Your home is still there, Zevran, if you want to go back.
True, and it's a comforting thought. One simply never knows what is to come next. How could I have suspected I would end up defeated by a handsome Grey Warden? A man who then spares my life? I could not.
Handsome? Well, I'm saying that, but I know that he is a romance option for male characters, making it a, well, homosexual relationship, which, whatever, that's fine. Don't make me change my mind. Handsome? Question mark?
Perhaps that was a poor choice of words. True, though it is. Do you object?
Not at all, it was just unexpected.
And glad I am to hear it. Now, if it is all the same to you, I would prefer not to speak more of Antiva. It makes me wistful and hungry for a proper meal.
I don't know why I'm so creeped out by him. I realized a couple of things that are kind of interesting and different. He's an elf, but he's shorter than humans, which is pretty different than other games that have elves, where usually the elves are the tallest races. But in this point, it seems that he's actually short. It's actually kind of interesting. I like that. It's diversity. Oops, I hit the mic. It's diversity in terms of, well, fantasy races and that sort of stuff. So I'm actually happy that he is a short elf. That's pretty cool. And the other thing is, to me, he sounds a lot like a Khajiit from Skyrim and the Elder Scrolls game. Let's talk to Cole, and then I think we're going to end it there. Hey there, buddy.
Your dog is filthy. I can smell him 50 yards off.
You must have good smell, then. He will fell our enemies with his stench. I don't like either of those options. I'm sure you're exaggerating.
That may be so, but all the same, I would like your permission to bathe him.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and do that. For some reason, I like the idea of an old woman washing this big dog. I don't know why. Maybe because she seems to be the most mature and able to care for someone, so I trust her the most with that task. She's kind of like a mother in a way. Let's say, go ahead.
Excellent. I will get my soaps, and the dog shall have his bath after supper.
Oh, don't be afraid. She's a nice lady. I think I realize now why I like to talk to Wynne so much, because yeah, she is a mature lady, and she's kind of comforting to talk to a motherly figure. And I like all of that stuff. But maybe I'm telling a bit too much about myself now. Alright. Let's end it there. I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching, and take care. Bye-bye.